for like a few seconds, but that just might be enough to, you know, disrupt a speech unnecessarily or cause other issues that way. So what we're going to be doing this year is a little bit different. So if any of you guys are familiar with Lincoln Douglas style debating, it's a 1-versus-1 debate, and part of that involves not POIs, but rather a separate cross-examination section where you get to actually directly ask questions of the speaker, and they have to answer after their speech is over. So what that means is that for the first speaker, for example, there will be no POIs allowed during the first speaker's speech. After the speech is done, the other team will get a chance to ask up to 3 questions. So they can, and that isn't timed as well, but they should be short in the same type of questions as POIs would be. So they should be generally a leading question that you kind of know the answer to, that you're asking to kind of show or poke a hole in the opponent's argument. If you need to clarify something, you can do that, but that's, you know, not the best way to use those 3 questions. You can take 1 question, you can take 2, you can ask 3. Or you could choose to just skip it. This is totally fine as well. That choice is up to the opposing team. For the speaker that just gave a speech, that speaker will have to stand and answer the questions that are asked. Now, they can say, I choose not to answer, but they have to say something when the questions are being asked. So they can't decline it in the same way that you could a POI, if that makes sense. So that's going to happen after each of the first 4 speakers. So the first and second speakers from each team, because those are the ones where POIs are allowed. So after each one, there'll be an opportunity for an untimed cross-examination of up to 3 questions. Does that all make sense? Does anyone have questions on that part? Okay. So you can also, if you guys have questions later, you can feel free to put them into the chat, and inshallah one of us will answer them. The other things that we're going to be trying to do is also be a bit more lax with timing in between speeches. So while that cross-examination is going on, you know, normally we're pretty quick about maybe 30, 60 seconds and having the next speaker go up. We're going to give you guys a little bit more time to kind of make sure you and your team are on the same page and you're ready to kind of go ahead with the next speaker. So we'll probably be giving you somewhere around up to 3 minutes in between to kind of gather yourselves and stuff, and we'll just ask both teams whenever they're ready. So Brother Amen asked, is there a time limitation for each crossfire round? And there isn't. There's going to be untimed, so nobody will be penalized for time. It won't take away from the speaker's time or anything like that. But the idea is that it should be quick. The same way that a POI should be limited to like a 10 or 15-second question, those are the same format that we're expecting for the POIs. So that's it's not going to be time specifically, but it should be short, if that answers the question. The crossfire rounds will be after each individual speaker goes. So the same way you would ask a POI during a speech, you'll be able to ask that same speaker a question immediately after their speech is over. That just allows us to kind of have a buffer to avoid potential issues with the internet, but it'll be after each speaker. POI time is technically unlimited. You know what? Now that I'm saying that, we might go ahead and change it. Nothing we're saying is totally finalized yet, but a POI, the 3 questions you should be able to finish them in probably 60 seconds. It should be like, you said X, Y, and Z. Person replies, yes, no. Next question, boom, boom. That's 3 questions. That's it. So we might reconsider maybe putting a time limit on it, but they should be concise questions, leading questions. That's the purpose of a cross-examination. And we might consider putting a time limit on it. So I guess we'll get back to you guys on that, inshallah. But for now, just know that be quick about it as quickly as possible. There's one other question. 3 minutes between speeches. Yeah, so we're just going to allow that as the kind of the max. We're still going to do it in the same way how we normally did it, where we kind of, in the debating room, the judges would look at each other and ask if they're ready. What we're going to do here is basically just make sure that both sides kind of heard everything. There wasn't any like misconnection or anything like that. And then if the teams kind of need some time to kind of communicate with each other, they can do that within those 3 minutes, but it'll be a maximum of 3 minutes. Do they answer the questions after each one is asked? So it'll be, you answer one question at a time. So ask your first question, get the answer, then ask the second one. And again, you don't have to take them all. You can only ask one, you can only ask two. You have a maximum of 3. And the idea, just so you guys know, they have look up leading questions and look up like how a good cross-examination should be asked, because really what you want is for your opponent to just be replying yes or no. So you're just kind of poking holes by getting them to acknowledge that there are holes in their argument, if that makes sense. Between speeches, can the teams be put into the breakout room? So that's a good question, Ariane. What we were thinking was that we don't want people leaving the rooms, because we don't really want, because that adds to the time in addition to the 3 minutes to get everybody back in and back out. So what we're thinking is that teams can have just their own private chat between each other for that communication in between rounds, just like how you would maybe take notes and then pass them to the speaker right before he goes up. You can type out like a Google chat message or something along those lines. I think we're going to be leaving that up to you guys to coordinate within your own teams. And I think the last thing, I don't think this is finalized at all, but we have been asking the coaches about a potentially 2-day format. Brother Mustafiz, if you don't want me to bring this up right now, that's also fine as well. I wasn't sure.
Which one is it?
The 1-day versus 2-day format.
Oh, okay. I think Brother Hassan, do you want to say something on this, or you want to wait until we decide?
I'm just going through some of the responses now. So if we could wait, that'd be good.
We'll let them know, inshallah. We are watching.
Yeah.
Both options are open, but we will working on it.
Sounds good.
But another thing, for us, if you can mention, there are 59% of the participants don't have team. Maybe you can explain quickly that maybe they are new, so that we have 3-member teams and how it goes quickly before we turn into.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay. So I'll just give a overall format about how the debate works. Actually, before I do that, Khalid, I think you had a question.
So there is a question on do we pick our teams, or are they assigned? You want to address that thing?
Yeah. So you guys make your own teams, and then you register for the event as a team of 3. So each team has a minimum of 3 people. You can't have a 4th, although there are only 3 speakers in a given debate. So most teams tend to go with 3 people.
And if you don't have any team or coach, just you can talk to the coaches you listed, right?
Yeah. And I think we can send that list out afterwards as well of the coaches. Khadija asked, when is the deadline for teams to register? And what is our maximum, since this is open to the world? I don't know when the deadline is. Brother Mustafiz or Brother Hassan, do you guys know?
Well, we haven't really set a deadline yet or timelines, which is something that's the next step. So far at this point, we're just trying to gauge interest, and alhamdulillah, the interest has been amazing. And we wanted to, we have a lot of, alhamdulillah, new people coming into debate, which is really the purpose of MYDT. So alhamdulillah, this is really wonderful news. Inshallah, we'll be rolling out more specific dates, but traditionally, you can even register, you can like walk in. You'd pay a couple bucks more, but if you have 3 people, you can walk in on the day of and we'll take you. But we normally have a rolling deadline. The earlier you register, the cheaper it is, and the better it is for the organizers. But alhamdulillah, with the Zoom platform, inshallah, we should be able to accommodate people even if they want to walk in at the last minute. I don't recommend that for your sake and for our sake, but inshallah, in terms of deadlines, we'll have those be coming out in the coming days, inshallah.
Okay, perfect. And the last question is what day is the tournament itself?
August 22nd.
August 22nd. Perfect. So, quick overview of how the actual debate structure works is that there are two teams this is a parliamentary style debate, kind of a hybrid now given the online format, but you have two teams consisting of 3 people each. So the first 4 speakers, okay, let me go back. Each team will alternate a speaker. So there'll be a speaker from one team, then the second team, and then they'll go back and forth until everybody is gone. The purpose of the first 2 speakers on each side is to both lay out kind of the first speaker will lay out kind of the structure and the format of the argument. They're going to define the topic, they're going to narrow the scope of it, and they're going to kind of outline how their teams is going to approach this topic. And then they'll go in and actually present some of the arguments from their team. Then every speaker after that will do kind of the same thing. Well, they'll lay out their own case, make their own arguments, but also refute what the previous speaker has said. So after the first speaker of the debate goes, the next speaker will not only refute what they've said and then also go into their own points. Then the second speaker will come from the first team and then make their own points again, and then also refute what the first speaker of the opposition team has said. So that goes for the first 4 speakers of the debate. And then the last 2 speakers are the rebuttal speeches, which are 3 minutes each, which don't have any constructive arguments. At this point, what their objective is to kind of tie up any loose ends of the debate and summarize what's been said over the past 20 minutes and kind of present that information to the judges as to a clear case as to why their side, whether they're the proposition or the opposition, why they have won the debate based on the points that have made and the refutations that they've offered throughout the round, and how that all ties back into the topic at hand. So you have 4 speakers that do both constructive and rebuttals back and forth. And then finally, you have 2 rebuttal speeches that are kind of conclusions that kind of tie up all the loose ends of the debate and present it neatly to the judges. A couple other things. We still are kind of, given that it's online, that's a good question about how they should look. Because normally when you're in a debate room, you have a podium, you have an audience to look at. And so that can kind of interfere with what you're used to, I guess, doing a debate. But I believe for this, given the fact that it's a Zoom format, I think we're kind of going to be less strict on the scoring for that. And the most important thing is like how well you're able to speak and convey that information. So we won't necessarily, if you want to sit down and give your speech, that's okay. If you guys are all happen to be in the same room, then try to focus the camera on whoever's talking at the same time. But we'll kind of clear this up kind of on our own and kind of give you guys a finalized decision once we kind of finalize the finer details of this stuff, if that makes sense. I think that's all I had for the form and format. I know there's some loose ends there, so which we'll try to clear up. But if you guys have questions, feel free to keep putting them into the chat. And if we don't answer them directly in the workshop, we'll definitely get back to you as well via email, inshallah.
Jazakallah khaira, Faraz, mashallah, that's a good thing. So inshallah, we'll have more details. But in the meantime, I just want to, I know we are already 23 minutes mark. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the chat room, as well as, I know I will turn it to brother Dr. Nazrul, inshallah, for the workshop. And I understand that there is 60% of the participants don't have, that's what I wrote, I guess, don't have team, and that is the most important thing. So you can see our website about, and if you don't have a coach, then you can contact us, inshallah. Otherwise, you can find a coach and have the be prepared for these debates. But we will be scheduling a couple of other workshops, and I understand that Faraz and Sister Faiza, I don't know, Sister Faiza is here. Faraz, would you be talking about when the next workshop perhaps you can give, or you want to wait until we discuss in the breakout room?
Yeah, I think we can. I think I'll do one, inshallah. Just we need to get the date finalized. Is all.
Okay, we'll tell you. So with that, anybody has any question? Otherwise, I'll turn it to Dr. Nazrul, inshallah. Anybody has any question? Going once. Brother Hassan, you want to say something? Or anything? Sister Faiza, do you want to mention anything to the group? Because we will be moving to the breakout room 1, and that you have been assigned to.
Well, one thing I would like to maybe mention is, alhamdulillah, we have a lot of new people, so we should really think about ways of maybe bringing them together if they don't know each other, maybe forming groups, like as long as we've collected their information. So maybe we can form groups amongst people who don't know each other. So we shouldn't have people just give up if they don't have a team. We should try to bring people together. That's kind of a thought I'm having right now.
Brother, we should go through a quick introduction for each of the participants, their name and grade only, before starting.
Inshallah. So Brother Nazrul, so this is your turn, so you go ahead. But there is a question there waiting from Ayman Chowdhury. So Faraz, you want to address that question? Is there a break between a given round? I think we do have.
Yeah, so it's going to be speech, crossfire, then break. So crossfire is going to be immediately afterwards, and then the break happens after, and then you switch to the next speaker.
But how about between the rounds, preliminary round 1 and preliminary round 2? I think we talked about something on that.
Is that what he's asking about? I think he's...
So he's talking about the next round. Or is there a break after a given round?
No, I think he means the speeches.
There, Ayman, can you speak up if you're there and clarify? Because I think that there's some confusion as to what you're asking.
No, Brother Faraz answered my question.
Okay, good. So there is a question about the topic. So inshallah, we are working on it. So this month, inshallah, before the end of this month, we will have, as you know, that we are we'll have more impromptu topics. So we'll have 2 topics at least will be given in our website. So there will be 4 preliminary rounds, and then we are going semi-final and the final. Am I correct, Brother Hassan, for us?
Yes.
Yes. So out of 4 preliminary rounds, we'll have 2 topics will be announced, and we'll be posting those topics, inshallah, on our website. And now we are going to the breakout room, inshallah. With that, I will turn it to Brother Nazrul. So Brother Nazrul, you can start with an introduction and start.
Anyway, assalamu alaikum. So I'm going to start with a few, I should say the logistic, in the sense that if you are not talking, please turn off your, unmute your microphone. And when you talk, please turn your microphone as well as your video as well. So I believe most of, almost 50% of the participants are new. So can you let us go through the introduction first? Can you just tell me your name and grade only? So start from Suraya Farooq, right? Go ahead.
My name is Suraya Faruqi, and I'm in 5th grade, or I'm going to 6th grade next year.
Okay, next, Khadija.
My name is Khadija Ahmed, and I'm going to 10th grade next year, inshallah.
These are 10th grade. Okay. And then,
Oh,
So they were all calling me even though I'm part of the workshop.
yeah, because I didn't know you were. I'll add your name.
okay, Ayman Chowdhury, please.
Hello, I'm Ayman. As you can tell from the highlighted box, and I finished 11th grade recently.
Okay, Ayman, a veteran debaters. Okay. Sarah Mohammed. Sarah, can you just, which grade you are? Sarah, okay, Saad Jautni, right? Go ahead. What happened? Rest of the people are sleeping? No? Okay, Abdul Rahman.
My name's Abdurrahman, and I'm not exactly sure what grade I'm in. I'm homeschooled.
You're not sure which grade you are?
Yeah.
I mean, we need to put you either middle school or high school.
Oh, I'm in middle school.
Oh, that's it. That's it. That's it. Okay. Abdul Rahman. Next. Rai Buyan.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salam.
Buyan, and I'm in grade 6.
6th grade. Rahim Buyan, 6th grade. Okay. Jan Junaid.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Junaid. I'm going to 7th grade next year.
7th grade. So you are all in the middle school. Okay. Okay, go ahead. Next, please. We need to be quick because we have to do a lot of stuff. Now, okay, so if I can see Asma Madad and then Fatima Ahmed, Ayman Chowdhury did anyway. So I got a bit of idea. So looks like around 50 to 60% of the participants did not do the debate before. So let me quickly introduce myself and then I'll go through what I actually prepared to say today. So I'm one of the coaches. I was coaching a team called MUNA, Muslim Ummah North America. This is a small group and we have been participating with this debate for the last 10 years. And so I was trained by Mafi. I did debate kind of thing, not in this country. I came from Bangladesh. I did some of the debate over there, but you know, it is not the same format as you are doing. So I was basically trained by the Mafiq Foundation, and I saw the Faraz over there and many other good debaters. So one of the good things came out from my team is that we are having always on the top of the list most of the time. So basically I was asked to tell you the secret. Abdul Rahman, you with me?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I tell you the secret, that means that this time my team will not be on the top of the list.
But then technically we'll all be your team, right?
Yeah. So in that case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell you everything. But remember, at the end of the day, you are the player. You're going to play. If you don't play, you cannot be winner. So what are the things that I use for the training my kids, training my group, that I'm going to show you today. Make sense? Okay. Instead of writing me straight away, you can just unmute and talk. Okay. I like the interaction rather than going through the text. Okay. Let me go through, let me share my screen. Tawkir Abdullah, sharing screen should be this one. Okay, sharing my screen, right? Yes. Is it the one? So my presentation is, where is my presentation gone? No, this one, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, so now go to the, here, right? Okay, good. So what I'll do, I'll basically, as I said, I'll go through the material that I used to train my group. So you can get some idea how I have been doing for the last 10 years. When I came here, I was not, my beard was not that gray, you know. So almost 10 years passed, I have a gray beard now. So this is the time for me to retire and you can come and take over it. Okay, Abdul Rahman? Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, move on. Okay, first of all, this is a Muslim MYDT, right? Muslim Youth Debate Tournament. Right, Junaid? Okay, so we try to take all the most of the information from Quran and Sunnah. You know why? That is the absolute truth, right? Absolute knowledge, not relative. So we try to take the from Quran and Sunnah. In debate, we do one thing, we call it rational. We try to argue with the people with some reasoning. So the question is, some people say, okay, you are saying reasoning. There is no reasoning in Islam because you have to believe in unseen, right? Am I right, Abdul Rahman?
Yeah.
Allazina yu'minuna bil ghaib, which is true. But so I want to show you a few things. Is there any rationals in Islam and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put all the messages in Quran? Did he put the things without any rational? That kind of things I will go with the few slides and then we'll go to the format, inshallah. So here is the things. Believe in rational is sometimes people say it does not coexist because with the people seeing, believe in seeing and believing. If you see something, then you believe it. So within this group, you see there are two types of people. Some people will say, well, we are unlimited. We can do whatever we want. But we are saying that we are limited. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us with some limitation. We can't see everything. We can't think everything, right? So we believe with some limitation, of course, unseen as well. So let us go here. Here is the ayat that I try to quote. You can see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that, why can't I, Abu? It looks like I can see. Okay, yes, now I can see. Thank you, I got it. Now, in this verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that drinking and gambling is not good. Right, Junaid? And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving the reasoning. Raif, are you with me?
Yes.
Okay, good. One more time, Tauki. This is something I can't handle it. Okay, can I put it somewhere else in this line or? You want to still see them? Yeah, I need to see them. What I'm saying, but can you put it down somewhere? Oh, like this? Okay. Thank you, Abu. Thank you. Okay. So what I'm saying, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he is the Lord of all the creations. He could say the alcohol and the gambling is haram, right? This is good enough. But he is giving the reasoning. There is something good and something bad in it. Bad is more than good. So Halima, you are with me? So what I'm saying, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving the reasoning. When he's saying something, the reasonings are there. Here is the point. So in Quran, we can divide the Quranic content into the three groups. Number one, truth or principles of life, right? So in debate, we use the two things. Here is the training, the tips for the training. One is we use the word called ARE, assertion, reasoning, and evidence. You know it, right? What is assertion, reasoning, and evidence?
Yes.
Good. And the second is we call RBBT, restate, but, because, therefore. Right with me?
Yes.
Good boy. And the third one is miracle. In Quran, we don't talk anything about the miracles. So we normally, I will be talking about these two things, ARE and RBBT in Quran, and then we'll go to the debate format, inshallah. So here is the examples. The Prophet ﷺ was debating with whom in Mecca? Halima? Who are the people in Mecca at that time? When Prophet ﷺ was preaching Islam, who he was debating with? It is the tribe and the idolaters, those who used to worship. Am I right, Halima? You got my point, Halima? You got my point, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Prophet ﷺ was inviting the people toward Islam in Mecca, and he was debating with the polytheists and that tribe leaders. That was the first phase. And second phase, when he went to Medina, he was debating with the people of books, right? The Jews and the Christians. So these are the two groups. Let us see how he did. Here is the point. Okay, let me give you one example of ARE first, and then I'll go for the RBBT. So, Raif, tell me, what is the ARE?
Assertion, reasoning, and evidence.
Very good. So, if you take an example of Surah Al-Fatiha, you'll see these three things are there. Should I tell you how? Yep. Listen. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahmanir Rahim, Maliki Yawmiddin. Up to this is the assertion, attributes of Allah. Because he is this, that's why you have to Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in, which is reasoning. And the rest of them is the examples. Make sense, right? Halima, are you agree with me?
Yes.
So what I'm saying, if you take an example, Surah Al-Fatiha, you will find these three things are there. One is the assertion. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahmanir Rahim, Maliki Yawmiddin. Up to this is assertion. And then because he is the Malik, he is the Rab, that's why we seek, we worship him and we seek from him, right? We seek help from him. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in, right? So this is evidence, reasoning. And the last one, either, oh Allah, guide us to the right path, the path that was blessed by you, and the path that was not blessed by you, and it was they received the anger from you because they did not follow you. So those are the evidence. So ARE, if you want to remember ARE, it is basically, you can take an examples of Fatiha. Remember this one. Now, let us go to the second important point that we use in the debate, which is, I'm saying RBBT. Junaid, are you with me? I want to say Junaid. Okay, they are not saying hi to. He's sleeping? No, I don't think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. So, do you remember what is RBBT?
Yes.
Okay, tell me.
Restate, but because therefore.
It is there in the screen, right?
Well, I can't remember. Well, yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, it's on the screen too.
Now, Raif, listen. In this Surah Ikhlas, I'm giving an example, Surah Ikhlas. Okay. What is the ultimate purpose of Surah Ikhlas? Who can tell me? Raif?
To declare the oneness of Allah.
Very good. Why it is oneness at that time?
Because the people who worship idols, they.
Very good, man. You are a sheikh, Raif. Yeah. So at that time, people are worshipping idols, right? Many gods. How many gods? 365, right? Right? One god a day. 365. So they came to Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, asked, you say Allah, Allah. We worship many gods. You say Allah, Allah. There is one God. How your Allah looks like? That was the question, right? For Surah Ikhlas. Then you see, can you fit this example there? RBBT. Right? I'm giving the example, Junaid, you have to tell me what again. RB, first is restate, right? You say there are many gods. Make sense? But I say there is only one God. Ul huwallahu ahad. Because Allahu Samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad, up to this. Therefore, alam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Junaid, does it make sense?
Yes.
Raif, you got my point?
Yep.
Halima?
Yes.
Okay. So can you tell me which part of this is RBBT? Halima. Okay, Raif, help us. You can't, Raif? One more time. One more time. Can you feed this RBBT to Surah class? You say there are many
There are many gods.
gods,
But then
I say there is only one God. Qul huwallahu ahad. And then because Allahu Samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad.
and
Therefore, no one is comparable with Allah's uniqueness. Make sense, Raif?
Yep.
Again, if you have questions, just ask me now. So I'm saying RBBT. In order to remember the RBBT, try to remember the meaning of Surah class and the time of revelation of Surah class. So
Okay.
now we discuss the two things. ARE, I gave you the example Surah Fatiha, and for RBBT, I gave you the examples of Surah Ikhlas. Now, that's what I'm saying. Here is the point. Okay, so I say, because it is the Muslim Year Debate Tournament, of course, it has many advantages. Abu, I can see there is it is not clear. What happened? To learn.
Someone's annotating.
Yeah, you should disable it.
Someone is, I don't know, annotating.
In your sharing screen, someone you should disable annotation, and then clear all drawings.
Aha. Who is it? Who is it? Is it Abdul Rahman? Okay, no problem. Yeah, I can turn off. There you go. Good. Abdul Rahman, how are you?
Good, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. So did you get my point? ARE and RBBT?
Yeah.
Can you explain?
For example.
Examples?
So for Fatiha, it says, so you like, in the beginning you have the assertion.
Very good.
And then it gives the reasoning where Allah, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, Maliki Yawmiddin. And then you have your evidence then.
Evidence is the Ghairil Maghdub An'amta Alaihim, right? You understand Quran, right?
Yes.
MashaAllah. Raif, Abdul Rahman must be Sheikh, you know? Okay, so what I'm saying, I know there are many other benefits. We need to have these skills of debating because of 4 things. 1, to learn Quran, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala constructed the architecture of the Quran. I gave you 2 examples. And it is also to protect our iman. How we are going to protect? Some people will say, you guys are disturbing element in the society. you are terrorists, these things and that things. So how are you going to protect your iman? That's why you need the debating skill. And of course, the third one is to give dawah. When you are giving dawah to the people, if you do not give the reasoning, they will not accept it. And if you talk to the new Muslim, the revert Muslim, what they say, Abdul Rahman, they say, it makes sense. I am looking for truth. I have gone through so many places. And finally, I read the Quran and looks like it makes sense. What does it mean? It makes sense means it has the reasoning. Got the point, Abdul Rahman? And the last one is the everybody wants to be winners. So these are the 4 purposes of debating skills. Now let me go through the, oh my, come on. Abba is not going again. Stop, it's not going. You have to learn these things, okay. Okay, now for everyone, those, especially for those who did not do the debate before, all the debate, everything in debate, you can summarize in 3M. How many M, Raif? Raif, how many M? 3M. Can you see? So the total debate you can summarize by 3M. Who can tell me, Abdurrahman, you know 3M? No.
I forgot it.
You forgot?
I think one of them was. Okay, someone just said manner, matter, method.
I know, yeah.
Ha. Who was it? It was from the background.
It was Khadija.
Khadija. So whole debate, whatever you're doing, you can summarize the debate into 3M. Manners, matters, and method. These are the 3. Remember, if you keep these things in your mind, you will be the winner. My team will be the loser. Like Abdul Rahman? Tell me one more time, 3M.
Manner, matter, method.
Very good. Nabil?
Yeah.
Tell me the 3.
Manner, matter, method.
Very good. So let us talk about the manners. Can you see the picture?
Yeah.
Very good. So the most important one in the, okay, I put it here. Let me take it up. Yep. So the first thing that when you are talking, your voice need to be very clear. There should not be any mumbling. Make sense, Abdul Rahman? Okay. The second thing, there should be some kind of intonation. What is intonation, Nabil?
Your voice shouldn't be monotone, and you should tone the tone of the voice depending on what you're saying.
Nabil, he got all the point. Okay, so when you talk to someone, if you say, what is your name? This is one of intonation, right? But what is your name? That doesn't make sense, right? So the intonation, if you don't ups and downs, when you're emphasizing something, you have to raise your voice. Am I right? So if you don't doing it, that means that people will not get your point and they will be bored when you do the lecture. So this is clear voice and intonation. This is the first thing. The second thing, don't behave like a statue. Some people just stand in front of the judges and put their hands either backside or in their bellies, and then they look like a kind of statue. So you have to use your hands, finger. These are the things. I call this one gesture. And because we are doing this, online debate, I don't think you can do the eye contact. So out of these manners, one of them is the body language. I said these are the 3 things that are really important when you go for talking or debating. Now, I put few examples from the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. The Messenger of Allah speeches was so clear that every listener could understand it easily. Who did not get this point? Hassan? Hassan, you don't have the microphone? Okay, I'll go for the Nabil then. Nabil?
Yeah.
Can you read the things for me, please? The first one.
Okay. The Messenger of Allah's speech was so clear that every listener could understand it easily. Abu Dawood, Adab 18.
Very good. So what did you get out of this hadith?
That his voice was always, it was always loud and clear, and everybody could understand like what he was trying to say.
So he was not hurrying to say something, right? He was giving so people could count the word. You know, that is the most important word. The people, the listener could count the word. That is important. Okay, the second one. Junaid, can you read for me, please?
Which one?
The second one.
He used to repeat the words and sentences which he wanted to be understood very well 3 times.
Okay. You got it, right? So there are 3 things you are learning from the hadith today. How to talk. Make sense, Nabil? 3 things, remember. Number 1, clarity of your voice. Number 2, counting of your voice. That means that people should count your voice. Number 3, you should repeat the same theme in 3 ways. Make sense, Nabil?
Yes.
Okay, so remember these 3 hadiths. So we are not only learning the debating skill, we are taking examples of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. I gave you the example from Quran. Now I'm giving examples of hadith. So when you talk, it should be very clear. People should count your word. And the third one, you should repeat. Repeat in the sense, you are not repeating the same sentence. For example, you can say, I would like to say, I was emphasizing. Let me put it this way. Make sense, Junaid? So it is not that you are saying same thing again, same sentence again and again. I'm saying you have to rephrase. You have to rephrase your sentence to say the same thing using these kind of things. I would like to emphasize. I wanted to say, let me put it this way, this kind of things. Make sense? Okay, Junaid, quickly, Uncle, tell me the 3 hadiths.
The messenger of Allah's speech was so clear that every listener could understand it easily.
Mm-hmm.
When he spoke, one could count his words if he wanted to.
Mm.
And he used to repeat the words and sentences which he wanted to be understood very well 3 times.
Very good. You see, there was a research article that when you talk in a big audience, the 1/3 of the audience get your point first time. So if you repeat the same thing 3 times, everybody will understand it. But if you don't do it, only 1/3 of the audience will get your point, not the 100%. So in order to make it 100%, you have to repeat the same theme, rephrase it, and place it to the different way, as I said, by using the I'd like to emphasize and let me put it this way, those kind of things. Okay, done. Intonation, okay, oh, you can't see these things now. Okay, what is the difference between debating and conflicting? I put in an example here. You see, say you have to, if they started from the root, you have to go to the root. If they started from the branches, you have to go to the branches as well. But never limit the line, never cross the limit of your area. So your area is, for example, if you're on left side, you have to follow exactly the same in the left side, not in the, don't go to the right side. If you go to the right side, that will be the conflict. Okay, here is the difference between conflict and argument. Junaid, do you like this picture? The two cats are fighting. Can you see it? No?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, okay. So these two guys are fighting, right side. And they are arguing, the left side, they are arguing, you see? So if you are arguing, you have to have these kind of things. What is it? It should be organized. It's not random. You wanted to say something and keep saying, doesn't matter whether people understand or not. It should be well organized. And it should be factual. Remember the evidence. It should be factual. It should have some data and evidence. And if someone wants to verify, they can verify it as well. And on the other hand, you see the conflict is basically random, very emotional. People get angry and then they fight and so on. So you understand the difference between the conflict and the argument, right? So when someone is saying you something, you're going to go for argument, not for conflict. As I said, if someone say, for example, you are not a good person, or in their language, you are a terrorist. You should not take a sword and go and, why I want to kill you. That is called fighting or conflicting. But what is arguing? Okay, you say, I'm a terrorist. But no, I'm a peaceful person. I live in the society. I don't harm the people. I don't antagonize to the people around me. I don't bully the people. Therefore, I'm not terrorist. So this is called argument. This is what we need to develop in our day-to-day skills. So remember the difference between conflict and argument. Okay, when you raise an issue, I gave one examples. Now we're going to the methods. So far we discussed about the manners, and now we are moving to the method. When you raise an issue, remember to use this ARE. I gave you the examples. Surah Fatiha, you take any examples, don't say the last one first. Assertion first, reasoning, and then evidence. Subhanallah, it is unique example, Surah Al-Fatiha. The first three sentences is assertion. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahmanir Rahim Maliki Yawmiddin. And reasoning is Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. And the evidence, there are two ways. Either give me the good path, or Allah give me the straight path, the blessed path, and not the other one. Make sense? So when you are raising something, remember AR is the most important one. Okay, now going back to the same, when you are arguing, you have to say restate. Okay, for example, if we say there is there should not be any homework. Okay, just an example. So you said we don't need any homework, restate, but I don't agree with you because homework is essential to have better score, better grade in the exam. Therefore, homework is necessary. Got it? Junaid?
I got it.
Very good. Abdul Rahman is hiding. What can I do? Abdul Rahman? Okay, now. Okay, brother Faraz already discussed about these things, but I'm simply summarizing it so that you can memorize it. The first thing, there are 3-member team. Raif, how are you?
I'm good.
Okay, you're listening to me?
Yep.
Very good. Zakir, can you turn on your video, please? I'm busy scared, whatever you're showing. Very good, Zakir. See, you have a nice face, man. So Zakir, you got the point. What is ARE and RBBT? Tell me, please. Oh, you don't have the microphone? Oh dear. Anyway, so in the debate, you remember there are 3-member teams that Brother Faraz mentioned. So I'm going through the whole debate in these slides. So if you try to remember this, it will be very good for you to go through it. If you remember this, it will be very easy for you to do the debate. Number one group will be the proposition, the other will be the opposition. There are 3 members in each group. Now I outline the speech for the first speaker, what he or she should do. First of all, I said greeting, thinking, thanking, and defining. Raif, I'm giving all my secret in these slides. The first speaker, the first point is greetings, thanking, and defining. And then the second point is outlining. A, B, C, D. For example, you have 4 points. And then explaining A and B and concluding. So there are 4 key points for the first speaker. Assalamu alaikum. Thank Jazakallah khairan for coming and listening to our debate. And you don't need to say, I'd like to define. You can say, today's topic is this and this. And with this, I understood about this from this topic. So this is kind of defining. You don't need to say, I'm the first speaker, I'm going to define the topic. People don't like it nowadays. So first thing is greeting, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. The second is thanking to the judges and audience. And third is to reiterate what? The topic of the debate. Now the second point, you're going to say, okay, we are going to say 4 points in this debate, and I'm going to explain A and B, and my second speaker is going to continue with C and D, and third speaker will come and summarize our point. Make sense? Those who are attending for the first time and want to be the first speaker, these are the 4 points you have to remember. Greeting, thanking, defining, outlining your points, A, B, C, D, explaining 2 or 3 or 4, whatever you want, and then concluding your session. Any questions from anyone?
Yes, I have one question.
Yeah, go ahead, Abdul Rahman. I like it. I like your voice, man. You can be a newscaster.
That was Umar.
Okay, go ahead.
That's me. So my question is, to what extent can the topic be defined? For example, like the topic is reputation is more important than money, or like for example, like that. So like, to what extent can you define reputation? To what extent can you define?
So, what I was told that the proposition has all the rights to define the topic they want, as long as it is debatable. That's what I'm saying. So you cannot go beyond the debate. For example, I told you, you should not go for the miracles. Miracles are not debatable. So you define in a way so it is debatable. Okay, Raif, did you do the debate before?
Yes, I did.
Raif?
No, this is actually my first year.
Very good. So are you getting the point?
Yes.
Okay, I'm targeting you now. Tell me, Uncle, the 4 points of the first speaker.
Oh, okay. Greeting and thanking and defining.
Yeah.
Outlining, like you have to outline like A, B, C, D, the points.
Uh-huh.
You have to explain A and B.
Uh-huh.
And you have to conclude.
Oh man, you got it. So you don't need to listen rest of them a lecture. Right?
Yeah.
You got it in one go, man. Okay. Now listen, if you are the first speaker from the opposition, what are you going to do? Again, if you are the first speaker from the opposition, the same thing will be the greetings and thanking. Remember, you cannot redefine the topic. Got the point, right? The first thing, your greetings will be there, assalamu alaikum, thanking judges for coming and so on, but you cannot redefine it.
Yeah, that's the job of the proposition.
Exactly. They have the rights
Yeah.
to define the topic within the scope of.
Wait, I have a quick question. So C and D, what the first of the proposition, like outline, that's for the second speaker of the proposition, right?
You got it. Yep. So there are two ways you can do it, Abdul Rahman. You don't need to say C and D, because if you can as a C and D, they are going to get ready for it, right? So you don't need to say. But we'll be discussing about the 4 points, and I'll be telling you the 2. I'll explaining 2. That's it. Okay. The first thing for the first speaker from opposition is to clearly point out their point. Very important. This is very important. Most of the kids, they forget. They come and start refuting the point. No, you clearly rephrase their point. Mr. X say A and B. Then you start refuting. Remember using the word RBBT. You got it right, right? So Mr. X said A because I don't agree with him because, and what is RBBT? I forgot. RBBT. Restate, but because therefore. Make sense, right?
Yep, I got it.
Very good. So the first speaker from the opposition is to point out firstly the point made by the first speaker of the proposition and refute it and do the conclusion and then go for your own points.
Okay.
Make sense?
Wait, so you go for your own points after you conclude?
No, sorry, before.
Oh, okay.
You got the point. I did not put. It was my mistake. So point out A and B, refute A and B, and put it your own points, and then conclude. Make sense? Very good. The second speaker from the proposition. Remember the word linking is important. Linking. What is it? Linking with the first speaker of proposition, linking with the first speaker of the opposition. So the most important word is the linking. Again, you have to refute the point made that the first speaker of the proposition, and then explain your own point and then conclude. So if you ask me, the most important word in this case is the linking. Why they are looking for linking? Because it's a teamwork. The debate, when you put 3 people together in one team, meaning that they wanted to see, can you relate, you talk with your first speaker. So the linking is more important here, okay? The same way, yes.
So what exactly do you do when you're linking? So
okay. Very good, Abdul Rahman.
Do you go back and state their points again or something?
You don't need to explain it. At least you should mention it. There we are discussing 4 points. My first speaker explained well. And then you can say the first speaker for the opposition did not refute well. See linking? And then you go for your own point, which is C and D. Make sense? Very good. The same sequence for the second speaker of the opposition. So here I put the word significance of A, B, C, D. What is it? Because the third speaker will not get enough time, you have to explain in a way that their point does not support the topic. Make sense, Raif? Okay.
Yep, it makes sense.
What I'm saying, significance of ABCD, what does it mean? ABCD are the point given by the proposition. So you have to refute it in a way, summarize it in a way that judges should judge in the sense that those points are not valid.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
So basically opposition pretty much just refutes like the whole debate.
This is what the debate is. The opposition, whatever point raised by the proposition, you are not agreeing with them.
So opposition doesn't have any points. It's
no, opposition should bring, that was my mistake again. No, it is better you have couple of, not many, but remember your debate are mostly based on the proposition point. Mostly based on the proposition point. That's why I did not put, if you can refute their point, well, that is more important than anything else. So then you can bring 1 or 2 points so that the other people can debate as well. Okay, now the last speaker we call is kind of summarizing the whole debate. So I'll tell you how to put the point for the third speaker. Third speaker is very important. Only you have 3 minutes. So you are not redefining the topic. You are not explaining all the topic. You are saying that my first speaker point out these things, but it was not refuted well. On the other hand, the opposition speaker, they mentioned 3 points and it was well refuted by my team. Therefore, we are the winner. Doesn't matter if you are the loser, you can say I'm the winner. Make sense, right? Yeah, that's what the debate is. Okay, so so far I tried to organize everything together in one slide. And if you remember this slide, it will be easy for you. You don't need to study a lot. Remember the 3M: manners, method, and matters. And this is the debate at a glance. If you remember these things, it will be easy. ARE, RBBT, and this slide. That's what you need. Okay.
Wait, so the third proposition also has to refute though, right? It refutes the second opposition.
Okay.
Because of the way it's...
Normally, the third speaker, he or she is not refuting. He is summarizing the debate. Remember.
But then who refutes the second opposition? Because there's after the second opposition is the third opposition, and then there's the third prop.
Oh, in this case, they changed the format. You are right. You are right. But I think, Abdul Rahman, from my understanding, you have less time to refute. I mean, if you can do if something left over, but mostly you should concentrate how your team refuted their point. That is most important. Okay? Okay, Uncle. Here is the point. There are 2 topics long. I think it is 1978, 79 at that time. Peer pressure lead to more benefit than harm. Muslims should participate in the Hollywood entertainment industry. Oh man. Okay.
Those were all last year's, right?
Yeah, these are last year topics.
Oh, okay. I updated this. That's good. Okay, national security priorities. Okay, reputation is more important than money. Okay, okay. So we'll do one debate today, and I'll put the team and then see how it goes. Let us finish it, and then from there we'll go to the other point. Okay, here is the point. Remember the evidence. Remember the word verifiable. So don't try to throw everything from your logic. You have to, when you are saying something, the evidence, if it is not verifiable, then you will be in trouble. Because they're going to tell you, the opposition or proposition will tell you, oh, okay, you said these things, tell me where it is. Where is it? Where did you get it? So it need to be verifiable, factual, verifiable, and evidence-based. Okay. Now, here is the slide that you can use for your debate. Number one, point number, assertion, reasoning, evidence. Point two, point 3, 4, 5, and so on. For the opposition, assertion, reasoning, and evidence. And for the refuting, the same thing, RBBT, I put it there. This is the most important one. I see a lot of debaters, they do this mistake again and again. I don't know why. What is it exactly, Omar?
Saying that basically reading is not debating. So basically, a debate is not exactly like speech. In a speech, you're just informing. In a debate, you're arguing.
Very good. So what I did, Omar, just to keep this you guys in a abstract form. So this is the brain, structure of the brain. Instead of reading from the paper, why don't you give command to your brain that I'm going to tell point number 1, point number 2, point number 3. So it is not bad idea to write only the point. But I saw most of the debaters, they keep writing everything, full sentences. And they go to the podium and they start reading. What I say, if instead of you, a kindi who can read, kindergarten kids who can read, you can ask him to read for you. Right? Abdul Rahman is laughing. Abdul Rahman.
Yeah.
Agree with me?
Yeah, you should write small things to help you remember.
Only the point.
Yeah.
And also give command to your brain that I'm going to say number 1, number 2, number 3. The only key you can know, you can look at your note for the point only. You can do it. Trust me, most of the people, they don't like it. What is it? I don't know why it is coming. Okay, and the pulling in. It's okay. Someone is saying something. I don't want to put it here. Okay. Okay, so Omar, you got my point, Omar?
Yes.
Please do not read from the paper. Paper reading is totally discouraged. Even some students I saw, they are reading the my name is X. Do you need to read that, Abdul Rahman?
No, you should
Don't
know.
need to. My name is something. I'm grade 4, grade 5, and so on. You don't need to write everything. So try to use your brain rather than your paper. Okay? Sometimes my debaters, they argue with me about these things, but I don't allow them. I allow them at the beginning, but at the end, you should not. That's why I force them to use the index card, not the whole notes. If you give them the whole notes, they're going to write everything. Everything. Proposition said that the point was this and so on. You start writing a couple of pages. So this is one of the most important points. Please remember, reading is not debating. Reading is reading. Okay. What is next? Now, so what the, how do you call? The judges are judging, remember? So these are the matters, manners, method. and I already outlined these things in my talk, how they are going to number you, 30, 30, 30. So when you are debating, if you remember 3M, it will be easy for you to get all the 30, 30, 30 points. Make sense, Abdul Rahman? Remember this.
Yes.
Very good. And then opposition as well is gone. This is what I use for the final, the third speaker. Third speaker can use this matrix to remember all the points. And what is it? Okay. In my case, what I do, instead of, I have some problem with my language, there is no doubt in it. I know most of you don't have this problem. So I try to use my ex-debater. When I train the middle school, I asked my high school debater to get feedback. And individual feedback is more important than group feedback. So for example, Abdul Rahman, if I say you, this is your problem, and I'll ask you again and again, what was your problem? What was your problem? What was your problem? Tell me your issues. So this is the way you have to correct individual. I call is customize. Customize for the individual. So some people speak very quick. I say you have to slow down. This is your problem. Slow down. Right? Okay, the last one. It is the intention, planning, activities, and dua. This is called iPad. Abdul Rahman, you like the word iPad?
It's a good,
have good intention.
acronym.
You have good intention that you are learning these things to learn. Remember the 4 objectives of learning: debate, learning Quran, protecting your iman, giving dawah, and be winners. The winner is there. I don't disagree with that. But do not forget the first 3. Learn Quran, protecting your iman, giving dawah. And the last one is dua, making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, let us go for one mock debate. Okay. Abdul Rahman is in high school. That's what I came to know.
Me?
Yeah?
No, I'm in middle school.
Oh, you're so expert. Okay, Abdul Rahman. And then Omar. Omar, are you in the middle school or high school?
High school.
Okay, Omar. Let us take Omar. Okay. Then who else? Junaid. Tawkir. I need to see more people. Some of them are not coming to my. Okay. Raif, first time Raif gonna watch it. And inshallah later on. Okay, Hafiza. Okay, let us see the participants. Yeah, that will be easy for me. Let me see. Oh, a lot of people today. Okay, Umar is high school, Abdul Rahman in the middle school, and Jaid.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum assalam. You think if you don't talk, I can't find you, Jaid?
I'm here.
You are here?
Yeah.
You have to give me salam when you come, right?
Yeah, you were a
One
little.
more time.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum assalam, Jaid. Okay, Jaid will be in the high school as well. Jaid, Abdul Rahman, and Asma.
Middle school.
Middle school. Asma, you did the debate before?
No.
Okay. Hafiza. Hafiza. No. Zahra.
My name is Zahra and I'm going to 5th grade.
Okay. Okay, let us see. Suraya. Middle school? No?
Yes, I'm going to middle school this year.
Okay, you did the debate before?
No.
Okay, so you have to listen first. Let us see how many middle schooler. Okay, Shahid,
Middle school.
you did the debate before?
Mm,
Oh, most of them are new.
Wait, brother Nazrul.
Yeah.
You can ask everyone who has done debate before to raise their hands. They're all going to be on the top of the screen, and then you can choose from
Okay,
them.
very good, very good. Omar is very smart. I'm not that smart actually using this kind of things. Okay, who is it? Okay, I can see Omar, Anaf. Anaf high school. How do I know high school or middle school? High school or middle school? Omar is high school, I know.
Yeah, I'm in high school too.
Anaf?
Yeah,
Anaf?
I'm going to ninth grade.
Anaf as well. Okay, Anaf, Zahid, and Omar. This is one team. Okay, Nabil, middle school, right?
High school.
Ooh. Okay, I need the middle schooler. I know Jonayed did last time as well. I need one more. Only the middle schooler who did the debate last time, can you raise your hand? Don't be scared. It's okay if you don't do well. This is a practice debate. Okay. Okay. Navir Hassan.
Yes.
Okay, Navir Hassan. Good. So we got the three debater. Navir Hassan, Abdul Rahman Junaid as a middle school, and then Omar, Jaid, and Anaf, right? Anaf.
Yes. Yes.
You guys will be the high school. So let us do one mock debate. The debate will be, the title will be reputation is more important than money. Make sense?
Yeah. So are we gonna debate against the high schoolers?
Oh, let me finish it. I mean, I'm doing mistake. So let me take more high school first, and then middle school later. I'm sorry. So let us go for the. I mean, this is the learning process.
And if people were in high school last year, then they've already debated these topics, so they have an advantage.
Okay.
Like, I debated both of these topics last year.
So let us do no more homework. Or you want to come up with a topic for the debate? Omar?
I don't know. All mental people should be killed. That could be a topic.
No.
Wow, Omar, that sounds a lot like you.
Okay, Black Lives Matters. Okay, no, this is not good. Let me take one topic. See.
You can search topics on Google.
I'm searching one now.
I have a question.
Should Trump build the wall? Should Trump build the wall?
Okay, not the Trump. Let us say Trump breeze not the wall. No, breeze not the wall.
Obamacare is better than Trump care.
Not the wall. Make sense?
Omar, you can't debate on facts.
What about build the wall?
Build bridges, not the wall. Not walls. Build bridges, not the walls. Not walls. Okay. Now the proposition is high school. Proposition high school. Yes. The first speaker is Omar. Second speaker is Jai. Third speaker is Anna.
Nazrul uncle.
Yes.
Is it all right if I'm first speaker?
You want to be first speaker?
Yeah, I usually go with first speaker.
Okay, Omar, you want to be third speaker, Omar?
I can be second or third. I'm good with
Okay,
all of
Anaf,
them.
what is your choice, Anaf? What is your choice? You want to be third speaker or second speaker?
I'll be third.
Third. So Omar is our second speaker. Okay, Abdul Rahman is third speaker.
Can I be second speaker?
Second speaker. Junaid will be the first speaker. Junaid. Okay, and Navir will be the third speaker, right, Navir?
Sure.
Very good. So let us do it.
Wait, who's on my team again?
Okay, Abdul Rahman, Junaid, and Navir.
I can't really hear. What is the topic again? I couldn't hear.
Oh, build bridges, not walls.
Okay.
Build bridges, not walls. Okay, here is the one more point for you guys. You can talk to your team member privately in the Zoom. There is a scope. You can talk to each other for a few minutes. For example, another 2 or 3 minutes. By this time, I'll talk to the other participants. So the topic is build bridges, not walls. The proposition is high school. The opposition is middle school. And the first speaker from the proposition is Jahid. Second speaker, Omar. Third speaker, Anab. And for the middle school, first speaker is Junaid, second speaker Abdul Rahman, third speaker is Nabil.
So we're opposition, right?
You are opposition. And so you can now talk to your team member, make up some point. Oh, opposition doesn't need too many points. Anyway, you can talk to your team privately in the Zoom as well. Okay, now I want to ask the other participants except the 6. Do you have any question in mind? Then we can discuss. Let me see how many we have. A lot of Ayan. Noor. Noor. Can I talk to you, Noor?
Yeah,
Which grade you are?
8th.
8th grade. You did the debate before.
No.
What did you learn today, Noor?
The matter, manner, message thing. The 3 M's.
Good enough, Noor. You can go to the debate now. If you understand 3M, good enough. Okay, Noor, tell me what is ARE?
What?
ARE.
ARE?
Yeah. Okay, Raif can help us. Raif, can you help us? What is ARE?
Assertion, reasoning, and evidence.
You got it, Noor?
Wait, what was the first one?
First one is assertion.
And then reasoning and evidence.
Evidence. So if you remember Surah Fatiha, it is easy for you to remember ARE.
Yeah.
Yes. Surah Fatiha, first 3 sentences, probably 4 sentences are assertion. The 4th or 5th sentence probably is the reasoning, and rest of them are evidence. You got it, Nura?
Yeah.
Nura, what is RBBT? Again, Raif has very good brain. He has good memory. Raif can help us. Raif, what is RBBT?
Restate.
Restate.
But, because, and therefore.
Oh man, you got a special memory, Raif.
Wait, restate and then what?
Restate, but, because, and then therefore.
Restate, but, because, therefore.
Can you enable the chat again? Because now I can't talk.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Yeah, but can you enable the chat so I can like prepare for the topic with my teammates?
Okay, who is it there? Enable chat. Enable chat. Where it
Oh,
is?
okay, thanks.
Oh, I think someone else is controlling it this way.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, it's back, I guess. I don't know. Oh, it is back now. You can talk now. Okay. Diana is there. Diana can help us. No? Okay. So, where is Noora? Noor?
Yeah.
Okay. So, 3M, ARE, RBBT.
Okay.
If you remember these three things, and if you remember that one slide, that is good enough. That will be good enough. Raif, you with me? Okay. Halima. Halima, you did the debate before?
No.
Okay. So, and remember these three things? One is the 3M, the other is ARE, and the third one is RBBT.
RBT.
Very good. Very good. Ammar, can I talk to you, Ammar?
Yes,
Yes, Ammar. Which grade you are?
I'm going to 7th grade, inshallah.
7th grade, inshallah. MashaAllah. You did the debate before, Ammar?
I have not actually.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah, I did a few in my coach.
Okay. Okay. Do you want me to be your coach?
Huh?
Do you want me to be your coach?
I have a coach.
Oh, you have? Aha. It's a problem. Okay. Who's your coach?
Sister Faiza.
Oh, man. You're going to debate with my team. I should not tell you all the secret.
I don't know.
Anyway, no problem. So you tell me, what did you learn from the workshop today?
There's a lot of stuff like
Mm-hmm.
the ARE and running methods and stuff like that.
Okay. Okay, Tanisha Khan, right? Tanisha Khan.
Yes.
Yeah, which grade you are?
I am in 8th grade.
And who is your coach?
Rafael?
Tufail Khan.
Yes, Rafael Khan.
Oh, so you're from ISB, right?
Yeah.
You did the debate before?
The debate competition itself, no.
You did for the first time?
Yeah.
Very good. You have a debate club in your school, right?
I do, yes.
Now I was talking with Tanisha, right?
Yes, you were.
And so you said you are in middle school, right? You never did before, so you are going to. So you tell us a little bit of your secret you learned from your debate club.
I'm not sure if I should. All right. Okay, so to be honest, it's the things that we've learned from our debate classes are like practically the same, or at least like really similar to what you have shown so far in this workshop.
Okay.
Like one of the big things our teacher tells us constantly is probably like to like practice as much as possible. Like because that's like the one of the biggest thing to making sure like you can like articulate your reasoning and stuff, you know?
Very good. Very good. Okay, Amina.
Yes.
And to which grade you are?
I'm going to 9th grade, inshallah.
9th grade, inshallah. Are you from the ISB?
No.
Which school?
I'm from Al Fateh Academy.
Oh, so you'll be part of Sister Faiza's team.
Mm-hmm.
You did the debate before.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So can you tell us, is there anything I did not discuss?
No, you covered everything.
Did I?
Brother Nasrul, I am here. Sorry. You had some question.
You are listening without my permission anyway.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
It's okay. So, oh, whom I am talking to now is the Tanya, right? Eh?
No, Amina.
Okay. So, do you have anything to share with us? I mean, today is the day we can tell all the secrets. No problem.
I think you covered everything.
Did I? Okay, I'm asking you one thing there. How are you going to show your? Tell me the three hadiths that I mentioned, if you remember, about the manners.
I don't think I remember them right now.
Okay, I can help you. The first one, the clarity of the voice. The second one, the Prophet ﷺ used to speak in a way his companion could count his words. And the third one, he used to repeat the one theme in 3 ways, 3 times. You got it, Tanisha?
Mm-hmm.
This is very important. Can you tell me the 3 points from the hadith?
The clarity of the voice.
Very good.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the last 2 again one more time?
Yeah, sure. The clarity of the voice. The second one, slowly speaking. I remember the counting. Counting means the Prophet ﷺ used to speak in a way his companion could count the words. And the third one, you have to repeat the same theme in 3 ways. I gave the examples of, I would like to say, I would like to emphasize, let me put it this way, those kind of things. Got it, Tanisha?
Yep.
You see, my secret is out. Now, Zahra.
Yes.
Which grade you are, Auntie?
I'm going to 5th grade.
5th grade only? So can you do the debate, Zahra?
Yes,
Okay,
inshallah.
so tell me, what did you learn from today?
I learned the 3 M things: manner, matter, method.
Ooh.
The ARE stuff, and then RBBT.
You don't need to attend any workshop from now on. This is really good. What else you need for debating? Just 3M, ARE, RBBT. That's it, Zahra. You want to do the debate now? You can do it. Okay, so let us go for the debate now. Okay, Diana, can I ask the other, Dania? Okay, how to,
yeah.
Where are they now? These the 3 debaters. How can I trace them out? Abdul Rahman, Junaid, and Naveed from middle school. Omar, Jaid, and Anaf.
Abdul Rahman.
Are you here, Abdul Rahman?
Yeah.
Can you turn on your video, please?
Video on, please.
My video is on.
All of the debater, Abdul Rahman, Junaid, and Naveed, and then Omar, Jaid, and Anaf. So the topic that we decided, build bridges, not walls. So Omar, Jaid, and Anaf, are you guys ready?
We are not ready.
So how many minutes you need? Abdul Rahman?
Yes.
Brother Nazrul, I know the meeting, you need to, how long do you need to continue this? Because we are scheduled up to 4.
Okay, what time is it now?
3:51.
9 minutes?
Okay.
Okay, so let us start quick. Jahid, start. You don't need any preparation, I know, high school. Go ahead, turn on your video.
All right.
I want to see you, not the wall.
Is it working? I can't even see.
I'm seeing the wall, roof.
The roof?
Yeah.
Is it working now? Can you see me now?
Now it is working.
All right, inshallah.
Okay, go ahead.
Do we have timers?
You don't need to. I have to stop you after 2 or 3 points because I have 10 minutes to go.
Okay, inshallah.
Ahead.
Assalamu alaikum.
So this is the practice debate for the rest of the participants. Please, those who did not attend this practice debate or debate before, please listen carefully. Go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Zaid Mahfouz. I am the first speaker from the proposition side. The topic before us today is build bridges, not walls. As the proposition team, we have the right to define the topic, and we'd like to define it as building relations with other faiths rather than isolating ourselves from them. With that out of the way, I'd like to move on to our first point. Our first point is building relations with other faiths create less tension that is created by the media. For example, the media likes to create or likes to portray an image of Muslims being terrorists and bad people, but building relations with our having interfaith relationships with other faiths clears that image and portrays that the good image that Muslims have, that we are good people, and the things on media isn't every Muslim, rather than it's small group of people.
Go for the conclusion.
With that, I would like to conclude, and I'd like to conclude. My second speaker will come up and bring up the rest of our points, and our third speaker will wrap up this debate and summarize why we have won. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Okay, Junaid, you know, remember the point. The first speaker from the opposition, please.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you all for thank you all for being here. And firstly, I'd like to go through they go straight to the refutations.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see, because from my perspective, I don't really see anything the first speaker said, because I don't see anything the first speaker saying, being related to the topic.
Okay, relationship with the other people. So he
because from my point of view, everything that he said was not related to the topic. Like what he said was just about how the media portrays Muslims as terrorists and everything. But he didn't really say anything about about the bridges and walls.
Okay, so go ahead and tell your point.
So from my point, why we should why we should build walls. So why we should build walls? Firstly, it's for our own it's for our own good. It's not like we just build a wall and then we just cut ourselves from all the other people around us.
Thank you, Junaid.
It's not like the wall does that.
So they breach the wall for the security. Okay, now go to the second speaker from the opposition, please. Proposition.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The topic brought before the House is build bridges, not walls. As the first speaker has defined the topic as we should bridge connections with other faiths rather than obstructing it or by doing any other by using other means to destroy it. The opposition attacked our definition by saying that it does not relate anything to, does not have any relation to bridges or walls. But we say that it does, as bridges and walls are extremely general, and then we have just narrowed it down slightly to become a little bit more metaphorical, and by doing that, a little bit more debatable.
Okay.
So therefore, all their points that they have said is all the points that they have said are not valid, and
his point was wall brings security.
Yes, they said that. For our own good, building a wall is for our own security. It means that they also said that it does not mean that they're cutting off, but if you build a wall, the purpose of building a wall is to cut off yourself from another nation. For example, Trump wants to build a wall to Mexico to prevent a connection for immigrants to go from Mexico to United States. Just an example. So
Okay.
when you do build a wall, doesn't mean you're cutting off.
Okay, go for your 1 point.
Okay, so my first speaker said building relations creates less tensions, which means less violence. And he also said building relations creates good images and destroys bad images. For example, Muslims or any other nation, actually, any other religion. And my one argument that I would like to bring is building relations could destroy many downsides of society, such as poverty and what is called again, and other forms of violence and robbery, because through people being more friendly and helping each other a lot more.
Okay, go for the conclusion.
In conclusion, our definition stands valid, and when you as the opposition said that building a wall does not mean cutting off, although it does mean it's cutting off. So and they refuted our points by saying that it does not relate to the topic, and I've shown that it does relate to the topic, and we have shown the points that building relations does create less tensions and creates less violence. Building relations creates good images and destroys bad images. And building relations can also destroy many of the downsides of society, such as poverty, violence, robbery, theft, etc.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. I'm the second opposition. So I'm going to start by refuting the proposition's points. So the first point was that it makes less tension, but in the COVID era, it's much harder to have relationships with people if you cannot see them face to face. And if you do, well, then you're creating a bad image for yourself by setting a bad example for this pandemic. You're making more of a so you're basically, it's potentially spreading the virus, which everyone's against at this moment. And as I said the first time, walls, I mean, I didn't say this the first time, but anyway, when he said that walls are to block people off, but every wall, most walls I should say, have doors. A door is to open, so you go out. Walls are to stop a specific, not completely, it doesn't completely stop people from coming in, but it stops them, but it doesn't stop everyone. So it basically stops robbers and stuff like that. And this is not physically, I'm saying, this is more of, it'll stop more people who have it will stop.
Okay, go for the conclusion, please. We don't have time yet.
So to conclude, they said that it'll make less tension, but in this COVID era, you will it's not good to meet with people, especially if they're not in your household. So it will just make a bad image for yourself, which also refutes the second point.
Okay, enough. Third speaker from the opposition.
Isn't it the third prop?
No, I know the format is different because we don't have time. That's why I'm moving quickly. Okay, enough.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am the rebuttal for the proposition. Okay, so we define this topic as build bridges, build bridges with different faiths instead of cutting ourselves off from them. This has nothing to do with the COVID era and has nothing to do with actual physical walls, to be honest. It's just something metaphorical about, you know, interfaith, like I forgot the organization, but it's part of Adams. Stuff like that. This has nothing to do with the COVID era or, you know, any of their points. No physical walls, like no COVID era, nothing like that.
Good.
So none of their points stand.
Okay, thank you. Go, Navid, the
Hello.
last speaker.
I am the third speaker for the opposition team, and I will be summarizing our points and also the proposition points. The proposition stated that the definition is to connect and build relationships and not to create bad images. And the points that they stated is that building relationships can create good images and less tensions, but you can't really stop from having good image. You can't. Some people will have bad images, like a whole group may have a good image, but there will still be people that will have a bad image and less tensions. Few people will have tensions. Building relationships, they stated that building relationships can also help reduce poverty, violence, and robberies and stuff that happens that are like bad in our world currently.
Okay, go for the conclusion. Good.
Summary for this is that their definition of building relationships and not isolating each other, and that it could create good images, less tensions, and help reduce poverty, violence, and robberies, is that there will still be problems throughout the world either way.
Very good. So, mashallah, you see, who is the winner? Everybody. Got it? Okay, Navid, thank you, Navid. So this is an examples. And normally what we do, instead of giving feedback by the coach, I ask the participants to give the feedback, individual, not the, in general. So this is an examples of how we train our debaters. So if you want to know more about these things, you can just send me an email. I can, or you can be part of my group as well. Not necessarily you have to be in my group in the final debate, but for the training purpose, I will do several workshops with my own team. And if you want to join with my team, please let me know, or let the Mafik Foundation know about your intention. Okay, I'm done, Brother Mustafiz, so you can take over it.
Jazakallah khaira, Brother Nazrul. So inshallah, Brother Hassan is going to conclude, inshallah.
Brother Hassan. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Okay, I'm sorry I was speaking with it. Jazakallah khair, Brother Nazrul. I always learn something from you, even though I catch you in the last minute. That was very informative, and we really appreciate all you do for our students. There are a few announcements that we needed to make. Number one is that the registration deadline is August 10th, so we will not be accepting any more debaters after August 10th. Go to the MYDT debate, Mafik debate website, please, and you'll see a list of registration deadlines. But the absolute last deadline is August 10th, because there's no walk-ins this year, because it's just going to be very difficult to coordinate that on Zoom. We need a few days of preparation time. The second big announcement is that the organizers have agreed to make the MYDT this year, to break it into 2 days. So the preliminary rounds, there'll be 4, inshallah, and those are going to be on Saturday, August 22nd. And then the semifinal and final rounds will be on Sunday, August 23rd, inshallah. And then finally, there was some discussion on this on the chat room. We do not want anyone to be left out, inshallah. So whoever's on this call, if you don't have a coach, if you don't have a team, please reach out to us. If you responded to the polls, we captured your information. If you didn't respond to the poll, please email us. I put the email in the chat box. It's debate@mafic.org. And inshallah, we'll set you up with a coach. We'll set you up with a team, inshallah. We want everyone to participate. And with that, Brother Mustafiz, did you want to close the session?
So Jazakallah khair, you can close it, inshallah.
Okay,
We
Bismillah.
for all of you coming. So you want to talk about the next workshop?
Oh yeah, the next workshop, inshallah, we have a date for that. Inshallah, that is going to be July 11th by Brother Faraz, inshallah. And then we're trying to schedule a third workshop, which may or may not happen, but inshallah, we'll get the information out to you all if we do. But inshallah, we have set a second workshop for July 11th. Was there anything else, Brother Mustafiz, that I missed?
Alhamdulillah, we'll communicate, inshallah. Jazakallah khair. Everything.
So okay, with that, thank you again, and we'll end with Surah Al-Asr. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wal Asr, innal insana lafi khusr illa alladhina amanu wa amilu salihat wa tawasaw bil haqqi wa tawasaw bis sabr. Sadaqallahu al-azim. I mean, everyone stay safe, and keep debating. Inshallah, we'll talk to you on July 11th, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakallah khair, Brother Nazrul.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum, bhai. It was my pleasure to.